As I predicted, there are more layoffs in January than December, the entire month, and coming up to the numbers close to November. So in this video, I'm going to go over the January layoffs halfway into the month. Now, I want to say I think layoffs were going to slow down in December because HR usually takes it easy in December. Most companies try to lay off before the holidays because they're going to have to pay you to be off the job for at least 2 to 4 days for the holidays. So they want to lay you off before that happens. But now we're in the new year and new budgets are out. Plenty of teams are starting to see that they can't afford certain employees and they're laying off. So I have the list in no specific order. 2 data companies. Informatica laid off 450 people, only 7% of the work staff, and Astronomer, 76 people and 20% of staff. Next, I have video cloud companies. We have Kaltura laid off 74 people. That's a video cloud company. And Vimeo laid off 11% of staff. This is their second layoff. The last layoff was 6% of staff. Of marketing companies, we have Attentive, 15% of staff. That's a text messaging marketing company. And Rocket Content laid off 15% of staff. The next category I lumped into finance and investments. We have Personetics, 80 people or 8% of staff. Lantern, which is a real estate investment company. It is the only real estate company, so it seems real estate laid off back in 2021. They laid off 100% of staff going out of business. Tipalti, 123 people. It's a global payment and account payment automation company. And Blend, 350 people, a banking software, 28% of the company. Next, I have AI and robotics companies. Unifor, 76 people or 10% of staff, is an AI chatbot automation company. SoundHound, a voice AOF, had their second layoff. Who knows how much? Scale AI laid off 20% of their staff, an accelerated AI application development company. Intrinsic, 40 people or 20% of staff, a robotics software company. Next is retail. We have Everlane, 30 people, 17% of staff. Stitch Fix, 20% of staff. 100 Thieves, unknown amount. We have Amazon. This is their third layoff. This time they laid off 8,000 people. They have laid off 18,150 people total. That's a huge number of people. Cart.com, an e-com platform for growing brands, unknown amount of staff. Next, we have crypto. Wire went out of business. Genesis, 60 people or 30% of staff. Super Rare, 30% of staff. Consensus, 100 people or 11% of staff. This is their second layoff, laying off 191 people total. And we have Coinbase, 950 people, that's 20% of their staff. This is their third layoff, totaling 2,110 people laid off. That's between 2023 and 2022. Next, we have HR companies. Now, this hurts me. Recruitment isn't HR. I don't know a ton about HR. Recruitment is a different wing and category of HR, but Carta had their second layoff with 10% of staff. Lattice, 15% of staff. Oyster, unknown. Limeade, unknown. Qualtrics, 270 people or 5% of staff. That's an employment experience automation company. Career Arc and Citrix, 15% of staff. Next category is healthcare. Now, I did see a lot of healthcare companies laying off in 2022, and I think a lot of that was due to COVID and COVID being less relevant and so less services needed. We have Aguri, 5% of staff or 20 people. Q, 388 people. That's a healthcare diagnostic company. They did deal with COVID testing. Carbon Health, 200 people. Aware, a biometrics healthcare solutions company. There were a lot of biometrics companies that laid off last year. Mojo Vision, 75% of staff. An interesting company though, they make fancy contact lenses. Whoop, 4% of staff, a digital fitness coaching company. I also saw a lot of those kind of companies laying off in 2021. Embark, unknown amount of staff. And Verily, 250 people or 15% of staff. It is an AI data science for healthcare. The rest of these companies are uncategorized because there wasn't enough overlap to make a category for them. Amdocs, 700 people. That's 3% of staff. It's a huge company. That's a communications and media software service company. We have Salesforce, laid off 8,000 people. That's only 10% of their staff. This is their fourth layoff. They've laid off 10,090 people. We have Twitter, only laid off 40 people, but total out of 3 layoffs, we have 3,640 people laid off. Compass, a food service management company, had their fourth layoff with 1,000. Socure, 140 people or 19% of staff. It is an identity verification company. Another ID verification company called Jumio laid off 6% of staff or 100 people. Create Me, a manufacturing automation company, laid off who knows how many people. WalkMe, 43 people or 3% of staff. This is a SaaS digital adoption platform. Forescout, 100 people or 4% of staff in cybersecurity. Esper, 21% of staff. It is a policy management software for the government. HashiCorp, it's a DevOps infrastructure company, laid off 69 people. Flexport laid off 640 people or 20% of staff. I will say they use recruiters, third-party recruiters they pay lots of money to. And Career Karma, 22 people, but it is their second layoff, totaling 82 people laid off from the company. There are some common themes I'm seeing with these layoffs over the past year, almost a year that I've been tracking all this information. Consistently, I'm seeing biometrics companies laying off, healthcare companies that provide a software solution to the healthcare process, they have been laying off. Last year, I saw a lot more real estate companies laying off. A weird pattern I noticed is video companies like Vimeo or text communication marketing companies have been laying off since last year. And unfortunately, HR and recruitment companies are laying off. That's probably because there is a smaller amount of staff at a lot of companies and there's not as much of a need to hire at an accelerated speed. So these services simply are not needed. Of course, investment companies have been laying off since last year, and we did see one in this list. And crypto is crashing a bit. Hope you check out my other video about crypto and the bear market that we are in. But consistently, crypto is not doing well. I did forget to mention on the list that Parler has laid off 75% of staff. That is the Trump social media company. But I have seen layoffs in social media as well. So if you are currently employed, wondering if you are going to be laid off, let's look at the patterns. Are you in one of these categories? Investment, banking, data management, healthcare, biometrics, healthcare software solutions, biometrics, real estate, retail, crypto, or an HR company. If your employer falls in one of those companies, you might want to be shivering in your boots or preparing to look for a new job. What do I think is going to happen with layoffs next? Well, I do think they're going to accelerate from January into February, and I hope, just along with everyone else, that they do slow down, but I suspect we won't see a true slowdown until we get to summer. First, we have to get through Q1 of the year so that companies can adjust to these new budgets and realize a decline in profits as the economy, the global economy, continues to move forward through the recession. If you want to stay up to date with layoffs happening, please subscribe to my channel. If you are on the job search, I suggest now that you may want to lower some of your expectations. The main expectations getting in people's way are: 1, remote. Everyone still wants remote. I love remote. I am remote, and I respect that one, but it is going to be unrealistic for some people, particularly those who have less experience in their career or less experience being remote. A lot of people in the tech industry have been remote for a long time, way before COVID. But if you are not one of those people, you may not be able to get the remote job you are looking for. The next expectation to drop is a huge gain in salary. Now you will see job report numbers that consistently show that people get more money when they change jobs. But this is not 2018, 2017, 2016. You are not going to see a huge 30% gain in your salary as you change jobs. And it is getting somewhat common to hear employees looking for a job reducing their salary expectations as they get into the job hunt and have less success than they had expected. And the third expectation I suggest that you would drop is that you can keep shopping on the job market to get a better offer. If you get a job offer and it covers a lot of the categories you're looking for in a job, consider accepting that job. Now, there are a lot of people watching this video that will get many offers on their job search. That's probably because you have a lot of experience and you're highly qualified, but that is not the majority of people. So if you are on the job search and you get a pretty good offer, but you want to keep shopping around, make sure you are not risking that job offer. Communicate with the person that is the point of contact at the company that you want to keep looking around, but you don't want to lose that offer. Generally, the company will communicate with you how long you have to decide until that offer expires. So don't let an opportunity pass you by because you think there are greener pastures elsewhere. There might not be greener pastures, and it's going to be a bit harder to get a job in the future. If you are on the job search, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're generally interested in tech, things like the crypto industry, layoffs happening, the future when it comes to aspects of tech, please subscribe to my channel. I try to have interesting conversations with you, like the FTX video I have. Please check that out if you can. I appreciate you watching this video and subscribing to my channel. I hope to see you in the next one.